The SBI PO group discussion can be a little tricky. So, how did I get success in it, and how can you avoid the mistakes that other people make? Let's find out. Hi, this is Shupriyo. So the SBI PO group discussion and the SBI PO group exercise. I used to have lots of doubts about this phase of the preparation, but after cracking SBI PO myself and then guiding lots of students to SBI PO, I understood that there is a strategy that you can follow that guarantees you success in this stage of the examination. So what are the common mistakes that people make in the SBI PO GD, and how can you avoid those mistakes? So the first thing is that they will try to do solo preparation. Now, don't get me wrong, in the initial phase of the examination, if you are doing group study, then it does not work too well, because at that stage, the quant, the reasoning, the English, and all those types of preparations that you have to read so much current affairs and all those things, those are mostly done well alone when you are doing it just by yourself. But when you come to the group discussion and the group exercise, remember the word is group. So you need to have a group so that you can comprehensively prepare for this section. So remember that solo preparation will not work. After you are done with your mains examination, you have to create a group, and sure, I will be here to help you out to actually help you create that group once the mains is done and once everybody is selected. So that will be very important, because once you have a lot of people together to prepare with, this really becomes a lot easier. The next thing to remember is that too many cooks spoil the broth. So you have heard about that saying, this idiom. So what this means is that if you have too many people that you are preparing with, then sometimes your preparation can go astray. So what you need to do is to have around 4 to 5 people that will be your core group. So this is very important. Don't get me wrong, you need to have a lot of people for your preparation phase, but only 4 or 5 will become your trusted confidants, and these 4 or 5 people will be the team that will help you to actually excel, because you need a small core team. Even though you have a larger team that you are preparing with, a small core group you need to create of the more dedicated and the more serious kinds of aspirants. And it is also because most people, the frequencies you are not going to actually like. So find your people. That's going to be very important. In the first few days of your preparation, you will understand which kinds of people you are sharing the most things with, and those people you have to prepare with in a better manner so that you can get the highest chances of success. So remember that and create your core group of preparation. And then you also have to know how to utilize the given pen and paper. Now, when the group discussion actually happens, and remember there are actually two types and we are going to go into it. So when that happens, before that 5 minutes are allocated to give you this pen and paper. They are going to hand it over to you, and you have to jot down your points. Understand how to make use of that 5 minutes. So you have to only jot down the bullet points. Don't start writing sentences in that paper. I have seen people actually do that, and that is a mistake. You have to just write down your points so that you can understand and you can remember them when you are actually saying. So get just a little bit of practice using that pen and paper and writing down the bullet points before each GD that you are giving. And you can do that in your practice sessions as well. When you are practicing for GD with your friends, just write down for 5 minutes in the pen and paper, and in the final examination it's going to be very useful to you. Then the next thing is that you cannot be arrogant in your attitude. Now, I understand what happens, and this has actually happened to a lot of people, many people that I have talked with, and even for me personally, I felt that the GD panel was not that much of a sophisticated or an extremely distinguished panel. Remember that the GD, it's being conducted by the AGM and the DGM level people, and only in the interview you are going to meet the GM level and the CGM level kinds of people. So I don't mean to disrespect all the people who are actually conducting the GDs, but you have to understand that there are things that they do not understand. And so sometimes you might feel that you understand the rules better and you understand many things better than the people who are actually conducting your GD. And many people have sometimes felt a little bit odd in that GD room. So don't let that feeling override all the other things. So you cannot be arrogant. Do not forget that no matter who is sitting in front of you, they are the people who are going to give you the marks. So do not ever have any kind of disrespect towards them. Always remember they are on a higher level. So you have to someday reach at their level, isn't it? Listen very carefully. Listening skills are very underrated, and I feel that many people do not listen to the instructions as well. Listen to everything and do not for even one moment feel that you are above them. That is a mistake. Many people I know have made that mistake and they have paid the price. So always be humble and always remember to never be arrogant. The next thing you need to do is to take quick decisions, and many people, they are somehow not able to do that. In that room there will be many changes. There might be sometimes a person who is speaking too loudly, a person who is arguing too much. At that point of time in the GD, your role will be to pacify that situation. You cannot let the situation go out of control. Remember, if there is a chaotic GD, then everyone's marks are going to be decreased. So what's the point of that? So you have to be very calm. You have to take quick decisions. You have to sometimes change your opinion a little bit after you listen to the opinions of the other aspirants. So remember these things, and you have to be very quick to actually change tracks. Be flexible and keep an open mind. Don't be too rigid. Don't be somebody that you have read some things in a book, you have read some points and you go over there and you try to regurgitate that. No, that's not how it works. You have to be very, very flexible, and you have to know how to navigate each and every surprise that comes your way. And then the last thing that I think that many people are making a mistake is that they are not measuring their performance. How do you actually measure your performance? Are you sure that you are actually preparing in the correct manner? Whenever we used to have discussions with our friends, whenever we used to do the practice GDs, the mock interviews, at that point of time, we always used to have people who are noting down the number of minutes that each person is actually speaking in that interview or in that GD. So are you doing all those things? Are you noting down how many minutes each person is actually speaking? And then at the end of the session, the practice session I mean, are you giving marks to each and everyone? That is also very important. If for example you are conducting a mock GD and you have say 10 people, then each of that person needs to give you a score. So you need to have 9 scores for each person that has scored you. So you will be understanding where you stand, and then the average score will tell you how you have performed. So measurements are very important. Until and unless you start to measure your performance, you are never going to understand where you actually stand. So remember that. And now let's go to the types and the topics of the GD and the GE. Remember, there are two types of GDs, and there are actually 20 marks that are allocated for GD in the SBI PO examination. And remember that you can give GD in English or in Hindi. Both the languages are allowed, so you don't need to worry about that at all. So 10 marks it is given for the group discussion, and another 10 marks it is given for the group exercise. Now remember that for the GD topics and the GE topics, I will be making a list if you want that, and I will be putting the PDF in my Telegram channel, so you can later on check it. So if you need that, let me know. And also I have been posting some community posts, and I am very glad to see that thousands of you are participating in those community posts, and you are putting down your views, and you are also voting on the topics. So these things are very important for your GD preparation, and I'm hopeful that it will be continuing in that manner. So subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss all those community posts that I put. And now coming to the GD, so the group discussion, the first thing that is actually asked to you, so you have 20 minutes of the group discussion, 5 minutes of preparation time is given to you. So when you sit down in that room, they will be giving you a pen and paper, and for 5 minutes you can jot down your points, and then 20 minutes is allocated to actually speak. Now remember to listen to the instructions very carefully. This is very, very important, and many people, they are sometimes very nervous, so they miss some instructions, but they will be spelling out each and everything, so don't miss anything. And there are two variants of this GD that actually happens. Now one of them is actually an extempore like GD. So this is not a typical GD. So an extempore speech is when one person is actually speaking something and then another person comes and speaks something. So if you have 10 persons, then one after another, they are going to speak in that type of of GD. So if that type of GD is actually conducted, then you have to understand that you cannot interrupt another person. This is a mistake that many people make, and the panel will actually make it clear that whether you can interrupt somebody or you cannot interrupt somebody. And if you have some kind of a question just at the beginning of the GD, you can ask the panel that sir, can I interrupt anybody if I have any other points? So that's not actually very much used in the extempore kind of GD. And then sometimes you have the free flow kind of a GD. So what is a free flow GD? This is when anybody can interrupt. Now you cannot interrupt mid sentence. Remember that you cannot just go ahead and say whatever you want when the other person is speaking. When they finish, that time anybody can come in and pitch in their ideas. So if the GD is actually going in that manner, so you can just be ready with your points, and whenever you get the opportunity, you can go ahead and you can tell something. And remember that if you are starting the GD or you are ending the GD, then it is sometimes seen in a favorable light. But don't fight with others. If you actually are not able to start, it doesn't really matter, but you can try that. If it's possible, then you can start off the discussion. And in this type of a GD, normal topics will be asked. So they can ask about the NPA situation. What do you think about it? Maybe some kind of infrastructure questions. They can ask about the economy, and any kind of topics under the sun they can go about and they can ask you. So it will be either a for or against type of thing. So are you for this topic or are you against this topic? So that is how it actually goes. And in this GD, it's not that important to reach a consensus because everybody can have their own opinion, but try and find a consensus if possible. It's not mandatory for this kind of a GD. Now in the GE, it's the same kind of format. So 5 minutes at the start, you will be given pen and paper. You have to jot down your points. And then in the next 20 minutes, what will actually happen is that they actually give one kind of a topic that is very open in this kind of a G. And then they will be giving you 8 to 10 points. Remember this, they are going to give you some points. And then you have to arrange which point according to you comes at the top, and then the second, the third, the fourth. Like this, you have to make the priority list of the arrangement. So if you have a topic, for example, like what are the important skills for leadership, then they can give you maybe some points like knowledge, they can give you determination, they can give you never say die attitude, they can give you persistence, then patience, etc, etc. So these kinds of things they will just write down on that paper, and you have to set the priority. So understand, this is very different from the first type of GD that you actually did. Here you need a priority order, and very important is that here you need to reach a consensus. This is very important. And so if you did not reach a consensus in the second type of GD, then it is taken negatively against the whole group. So understand that you have to try and let go of your ego sometimes, and you have to be flexible. This is very important. Many people, they will be arguing and they will be saying that no, my point is correct and I am going to just go and just force the other person to come to my point of view, but that does not happen. You have to be very intelligent. Understand what is the point that most of the people are agreeing with as the first point. So if many people are agreeing with one point, then it makes sense for you to change your point and then understand that and go to that point so that you can have a consensus. This is very important. You have to have a consensus. So if you see that the discussion is getting derailed and people are just keeping on talking and they are just arguing too much, then you have to try and pacify them. This is very important. Otherwise, you are going to lose marks if you don't get at least 1 or 2 points in a consensus across the entire group. So this is how you have to actually manage this GE. It is sometimes very complicated and there are unreasonable people as well. So you have to identify those people and try to bring them to a single point of view. So sometimes you can just try and say to the people that, okay, I agree with your point, but it is from a different perspective. So maybe Ram has a better point. So let us go with his point. So don't fight amongst each other and try to bring people together. This is a very important thing. And also always remember, you have to allow the others to speak. If somebody is not speaking at all, then sometimes the panel can ask them to speak, but it is also your duty. If you see somebody who is actually silent, then you can just tell that person that, okay, you have not told us anything, so what is your view? So if you can actually make the other other person speak, then this is seen as a very positive thing, and the person that is conducting the GD will definitely give you more points for that. At the end of the day, just remember that your task is not to win. Your task is to allow the group to win. So if the group wins, then you are going to win the GD. So let's move to the final things. So the things that we need to remember for the SBI PO GD. Now these are very important things. So many people ask me, when is the right time to start the GD preparation? And this the answer to this is that when your mains examination is over, only then you have to start your full-fledged GD preparation. Before that, you don't have to practice the speaking, you don't have to make groups, you don't have to talk with maybe 100 other people. No need to do all of those things. Right now, what you need to do, therefore, so what should you do before that point of time? Right now, your goal should be to understand each and every current topic that is actually going on across India and also the world. You have to understand each current affair. You have to have an opinion on all things. For example, the farmers' bill issue. That is actually going on for a long time, isn't it? So you need to have a very good opinion about that fact. The thing about the private entities being allowed to open banks. What is your view about that? You have to understand those views, frame structured points, and that is it. So right now, focus on making your logic very strong, and definitely my community posts that I keep on posting frequently, they are also going to help you quite a lot in understanding the topics and also framing your own logic. And then the opinion based practice in the target language. Now this is something that people sometimes mistake. They do not understand that just knowing how to speak English, that is not enough. You have to know how to put forth your opinions in the English language. And even in Hindi, many people feel that okay, I'll be giving the GD in Hindi, so I don't need much practice. Wrong. You have to practice how to say your opinion in a concise manner in Hindi as well. You have to practice that language. So as soon as your mains examination is over, what you can do, you can just speak in front of a mirror the opinions of each and every news item that you are reading. So tell yourself the opinion and try to sell yourself in the mirror about that opinion in the language of your choice, either Hindi or English. So understand that opinions, saying opinions, it's not easy at all, and it will take some time to actually become a master of it. Maybe at least 1 or 2 weeks it takes before you are fully comfortable. So understand that that is also something that you need to practice. And then of course you have to use the Zoom and the Skype sessions. So after the mains examination, you can make your GD groups and then you can practice via Skype. You can also practice via Zoom calls. This was earlier not that much available. The video calls, they did not used to be that good, but right now Zoom has come out with great technology, and all the video calls that I do these days, they are very clear and you do not need to worry at all about that. So you can have maybe 5 or 10 friends together and you can practice on Zoom all the GD things and also the PI things. And for the personal interview, I will be making another video, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that one. And finally, the eye contact as well, it is something that many people do not actually do. So understand how this actually works. So what happens is that you will be sitting in a semicircular kind of an arrangement. In the front of you, there's going to be the GD panel. So 2 people will be there in front of you, and in a U shape, all the aspirants will be sitting. So try, if possible, to sit on the corners, either on the left corner or on the right corner. Now, this is not up to you. Sometimes they will be arranging in the order that your names were there. But if it is at all possible, try to sit on the corners, because then what happens is then you can easily face the other people, and you have to make eye contact with the aspirants. Remember this, you don't have to look at the people who are in the panel of the GD. Don't look at them, only look at the aspirants, and each and every aspirant, just try to look at them when you are speaking. This actually signifies confidence and that you know what you're talking about. And remember to talk to each and every single person. Don't look down, don't look up, just try to say to the other people that whatever you are thinking about. So remember, this is very important. Eye contact is a very vital part of the GD, and if you master it, you are going to get great marks. And the final thing, you have to visualize the environment. Now this is perhaps the most important. You have to understand where you are going to sit. So there will be a big conference room, then there will be chairs, you will be sitting there, you will be speaking. So try and visualize this entire thing in your mind. Try and see in your mind's eye that you are going to perform very, very well. You are giving a great speech, everybody is clapping, etc., etc. You get my drift. So if you have that kind of a visual visual in your mind, then it becomes very easy to actually execute it in real life. And also another thing I can tell you is that when you are talking with people, if you can address them by their names, then it will be much better. So understand, for this what you need to do is either you have to write down the names in your notepad, or what you can do is before the GD begins you can get to know some of the people. So even if you know at least 3 or 4 names, that will be enough. You don't have to know the names of everybody, just a few people if you address by name, then there is a good message that goes towards the panel that this guy or girl actually knows how to interact with people and even remembers the names and all those things. So these are the things that you can do, and I am very hopeful that if you are practicing all of these things, then you are going to get a great score in your GD. And of course for the PI we are going to make a different video, and I'm sure that it's going to shed more light into this entire process. So if you have any questions, any doubts, queries, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to help you. So I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial to you. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button and share it with your friends. And if you want to see more interesting videos like this, please click on the subscribe button and do not forget to click the bell icon so that you, my friend, do not miss any future update. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.